Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. Not gonna lie, man, I got a little triggered by the thumbnail of this video. Video by Allison Sweat titled "The 6 Greatest Freaks of Nature Currently in the NBA," and it said that Kristaps Porzingis had a higher vertical than Blake Griffin. I know the dude's 7'3", man, but I want to see freaking toothpick leg Kristaps Porzingis try jumping over IKEA, man, like Blake Griffin did. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. So we are going to react to this video right here, see what it's all about, man. And I guess it's starting without me. And yeah, the 6 greatest freaks of nature currently in the NBA. Apparently, Kristaps Porzingis higher vertical than Blake Griffin. I just gotta see the rhyme to reason to that one.
Nature currently in the NBA today. Now, I have to start off by mentioning that in the current NBA, guys like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Giannis are 3 of the biggest freaks of nature. But I already included them in my all-time version of this video that I did a while back, so I didn't include them here because I didn't want to repeat all the same stuff. But if you do want to hear about them and haven't seen that video already, after this is over, click the first link in the description to watch that video. But with that said, here's 6 of the other current freaks of nature.
Bro, I'm kind of digging this music, man. I feel like I'm about to watch like Friday the 13th or Halloween Town. You guys ever watch Halloween Town? Very scary movie. Used to be on Disney Channel.
Whether it's due to their athleticism, size, or a combination of the two. Starting with Zion Williamson.
Well, yeah, this one goes without saying.
One of the players most known for being a freak athlete today. And you can tell that just by looking at him and watching any of his highlights. But let's really break down what goes into him being a true freak of nature. And start with the fact that he really is a one-of-a-kind athlete that no other past or present player lives up to his combined size, strength, speed, and athleticism.
But we don't mention him.
And here's how he stacks up to some current and former NBA players who he's drawn comparisons to in terms of sheer size, play style, and potential. Sean Kemp, Blake Griffin, LeBron James, and Larry Johnson are all just as athletic with similar body types to Zion, but none weigh as much as he does and are able to do it.
285, that is a big boy at 6'6", man. Like, you think about the amount of rebound Charles Barkley. Like, Charles Barkley could dunk and stuff, but Zion's, I don't know, man. You all think it's mostly muscle?
Exactly what he can. And as you can see, Charles Barkley matches up in stature almost exactly to Williamson, but even he said that was because he was fat, which is something Zion isn't. So it's clear that Williamson is a freak of nature, and there's no one exactly like him. And the way that he got to the size he is just insane.
How do you be fat in the NBA?
The man has said that
as
a freshman
work? All that
in
exercise?
high school, he was a skinny 6'3" kid that weighed 175 pounds. And over the next 2 years, he proceeded to grow 5 inches and gain 100 pounds. Now, in any normal human body, that'd be a scary sight to see. But for Zion, it was really a superhuman experience, because the more his body grew, he was able to jump higher, run faster, and got stronger altogether. And it was all natural. It wasn't like he started hitting the gym 6 times a day. He didn't even realize he was 250 until he stepped on a scale as a junior, and was shocked because he said he didn't feel heavy at all and felt like a better athlete.
Scaling nothing but a number, man.
And with where he's at today, that'd be impressive enough for a player like him. But then you add in this 40-inch vertical and his ability to dunk from the free throw line, and all of this combined is really what puts him as probably the NBA's biggest freak of nature right now. The only concern with Zion Williamson going forward is how well his body can hold up. And honestly, only time's gonna have that answer. Then number 2 goes to Taco Fall, who's been the most quietly talked about player over the past few months. And everyone wants to see the 7'7" giant succeed in the league. Whether or not he'll do that is up to him, but he's nowhere short of the physical tools that are going to be And Taco's definitely not a freak athlete or anything like that. I mean, he only has a 26-inch vertical, but we had to include him because, I mean, look at him.
Do you really need more than a 26-inch vertical when you're freaking 7'7", though? Like, you don't even need no damn vertical at that point. Like, give me a 0-inch vertical and I'm still jamming that basketball. Can you? Is that? Yeah, the wingspan, you still be able to dunk it, I think, right? You gotta jump a little bit.
He's a freak of nature in every other sense of the phrase. You might have heard some of these numbers about him before, but if you haven't, here's how Taco stacks up to the
you don't gotta jump.
NBA combine record
standing reach
for wingspan and standing reach. And keep in mind, Mo Bamba and Rudy Gobert's numbers were both thought of as mind-blowing when they came out. What's mind-blowing about Taco, though, is that with his 10'2" standing reach, he can basically dunk the ball without jumping. Then you combine his unimpressive 26-inch vertical with his height, and it gave him an NBA combine record 12'5" 5-inch max reach.
Oh my God.
That's not even to mention the fact that he weighs over 300 pounds. And surprisingly, with all this, Taco's a lot more mobile than other guys we've seen at his size. I mean, you look at Sean Bradley and George Mirasan,
even
and
Boban.
I get tired out just watching them try to run.
Boban
I mean, it looks like they're running through sand on a beach with stilts. But Taco's not like that, with a lot of GMs believing he has great coordination and and balance for his
He ain't
size.
too skinny either,
Number
man. Like,
3
he's
goes to
got good weight.
Kristaps Porzingis, who may very well be the most impressive on this list. Because if you think Kristaps Porzingis only made it for the fact that he's 7'3", you're in for a big surprise.
Let's hear it.
And I get that through the way he plays, him being injured, him having only played for the Knicks, and the fact of him being named after a mythical creature, you probably didn't realize just how much of a freak of nature Kristaps is. And here's why. First off, we'll say that Porzingis isn't like any of the other 25 players over 7'3" in NBA history. He doesn't play down on the block, just protecting the rim and scoring in the post. He plays more from the outside in, and that's due to the fact that he played point guard for most of his childhood.
He was a point guard? God damn, man. Why does he play point guard now? Imagine 7'3" point guard Kristaps Porzingis. Like, Luka Doncic, step aside, man. You could play damn power forward.
As he got older and taller, he just stuck to the position until he was 6'8" at 15 years old, which is when he slowly started working his way through all 5
stop Ben
positions.
Simmons.
But no matter what position he played, even when he tried power forward and center, growing up in Latvia, the only NBA basketball he was able to watch were old Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant tapes that his parents had. The thing is, he eventually grew to 7'3", but him growing up and using that play style is what's kept him so mobile.
Look at that jump shot, man.
Being able
Beautiful
to move
form.
better than most guys his size in NBA history. I mean, look at 7'3" Boban and the differences these two guys have.
Boban's only
But it
7'3"?
gets better than that, because through hard work and dedication, I was able to dig up an old episode of Sports Science that tells us how much of a freak of nature Kristaps really is. It started off with a drill of dribbling in and out between 3 poles that he completed in 2.37 seconds.
Not bad.
Which sounds quick,
7'3".
but to put it in comparison, 5'9" Isaiah Thomas and D'Angelo Russell both did the drill and recorded times of 2.33
Damn, dude, those are freaking little
and
short-ass point
2.29.
guards.
Putting both point guards as just a fraction of a second quicker in the drill. But it gets better, because the highest point that Kristaps can touch with a running start is 12 foot 2.5 inches. Over 2 feet higher than the rim, and just 3 inches away from the highest point a prime Orlando Dwight Howard could touch during the same test when given multiple tries. And we're talking about a young Porzingis who could still get more athletic as time goes on.
so...
And that's not even the most impressive part, because the most impressive is that his max vertical is 37.5 inches. 2 inches higher than both Dwight Howard.
I don't believe it. I want proof on this. I want to lay off bitch ass Kia, man. And I want Porzingis to jump over it right now. And not a Hot Wheels, an actual car. I do not believe... I've not seen Porzingis throw down, don't get me wrong, man, but... I don't know. I need some proof, man. Somebody send me some proof or something. I don't know. I'll go look it up.
Howard's and Blake Griffin's were when they first came into the league.
Well, maybe first,
so
first came in. Okay.
Who's nearly as quick as Isaiah.
Freaking damn, what was Blake Griffin out of... Was he a senior? Well, no, how long did he play college ball for? I don't know, but he looked rough when he first coming out of college. But he kind of looked a nerd anyways. So, yeah, it took him a little bit to kind of groom him up, look more like Seth Rogen before he really got his hops going. So, yeah, okay, at the beginning, I understand that, but... Not current. I bet you Blake Griffin's jump higher.
Thomas can touch nearly as high as a prime Dwight Howard and has a better vertical than Blake
He got freaking 5
Griffin.
inches on him.
And the only reason you might not have noticed that
he's got 5 inches on man.
Is probably because he's still learning how to use his height to his advantage. And it was something that he came out and said in his rookie season. That really makes sense, because if he grew up playing guard so much, he's still young and wouldn't have much time to fully understand how to use it. Number 4 is Russell Westbrook. And Russ is a weird one, because there's no doubt that he's a freak of nature in every sense of it, but if you were looking at him just on paper, you probably would have never guessed. I mean, he was 5'8" entering high school, and didn't grow to 6'3" until
well,
right
damn, there's still time for me then. I'm 27, I'm 5'8", so I could still become 6'3" and start dunking on people. I guess there's still time for me.
Senior season. And
it's good to know.
Coming into the league, none of his combine numbers were impressive, including his 36-inch vertical as a guard. But anyone who's ever seen him take the floor in college or the NBA knows that it's been clear that he's one of, if not the most pound-for-pound athletic player in NBA history.
Pound for pound, okay.
The only players even comparable to his explosiveness and his acceleration on the floor would have been prime Derrick Rose or prime LeBron James.
About Spud Webb.
But Russ combines that
pound
with
for
being
pound.
arguably the fastest player in the NBA. And that right there would be impressive enough. But then you think about how he can go from either going full speed to stopping on a dime and pulling up for a jump shot, or finishing at the rim with more intensity than anyone we've ever seen. There's no statistics or metrics that can really measure just how athletic Westbrook is overall, but it's clear by watching any of his games that he can't be matched. Even NBA GMs agree, with them voting him as the most athletic player in the league for the past 4 consecutive seasons. There's no doubt that he's one of the NBA's top athletes and freaks of nature. Number 5, Bol Bol. Bol Bol, son of former NBA player,
all these tall ass
7'7" Manute Bol, was destined to be tall. And he's been a freak of nature ever since he was born. 6'5" in 7th grade, 6'10" by 14, and 7'2" by the time he was
playing
senior in
damn
high school.
freaking big Ben Rasheed Wallace in high school, man.
As unique of an athlete as he turned out to be.
Not even middle school, man.
I'd say that his closest comparison is Kristaps Porzingis.
Jump shot.
But
That's
during the
Rasheed right there, baby.
He had nearly the same measurements as Rudy Gobert. And a person the size of Gobert shouldn't be able to do the things that Bol can do. He shouldn't be able to dribble as well as he can.
My Bulls can't do shit.
Able to shoot
my Bulls just sit there like, give me cereal. I don't like cereal. Mine's crispy flakes.
And shouldn't be as quick on his feet as he is for a guy that's 7'2".
Put soup in me.
And we combine all of these things together into one player.
This Bol can play basketball.
What's made Bol one of the most polarizing players in the world since his senior season in high school, and what's making him into one of the most diverse players currently in the NBA. Now, with the height he was given from his father, he was also given the challenge of having such a skinny frame, and this combined with his reported work ethic is what caused him to drop so low in the second round of the draft. But I mean, if he can work hard enough
just
on the
don't
floor,
be Thon Maker,
as well
bro.
as in the gym to build muscle, Bol as a dude would be pretty scary if he started getting in the gym. But his potential as a basketball player could be even scarier. And finally, number 6 goes to Mo Bamba. And the first thing that always comes to mind when I think of Mo Bamba, besides the song, is his potential. He's got all the tools to be great, and that's why he was drafted 6th overall. Not necessarily because of how good he is now, but because of his potential, with a big thanks to his overall size and athleticism.
I wanted to see him play though, man.
We spoke about the fact that he's the largest wingspan and standing reach out of any recorded NBA player outside of Taco Fall, which is impressive enough. But then you add in the fact that a player of his size in the NBA Combine ran a faster 3-4 sprint than Russell Westbrook, John Wall, Dwayne Wade, and Kemba Walker. And that makes him sound not human. We talked earlier about just how quick Russell Westbrook is, and for a 235-pound, 7-foot-tall Mo Bamba to be able to get down the court faster than he can is insane. The man still has to put on muscle, but besides that, he's a smart player that can shoot stride and clearly has a combination of athletic abilities like we've never seen before. So there really is all the opportunity in the world for him to become great. And the same goes for all these guys. Like I said at the beginning, LeBron, Giannis, and KD were already
playing simple, like you can't, like, when you got like a crazy ass body like that, you can't teach that. It's just like who you are. It's all about mindset and putting the skills and time and grind into the gym to really make yourself the optimal player. That's why a lot of times, man, you see like I don't know. I always just remember seeing like a lot of like trash players in high school and stuff like that. Just that were all just they were just size and nothing really else out there, man. So you see that in college too, and that's why a lot of guys that are good in college can't make it in the NBA because it just takes a whole nother level really to get to that point. So yeah, a very good video, man. Link to Austin Sweat's channel in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.